So I've been jacked relatively for 7 years straight. Right? 7 whole years I have kept my elite shape. And I'm going to show you how I did this so that you can stop being fat in 2025. Because it's very important. It's very important for every man to get in the best shape of his life. And I know every man's going to start January 1st, but you can get started today. So I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. So the first thing you have to understand is that there are three components to getting jacked and staying jacked. Because my biggest thing is staying jacked. It's not about just getting there, but it's about retaining it. There's training, there's lifestyle, and there's nutrition, right? Or training, nutrition, lifestyle. Those are the top three. First is nutrition, second is training, third is lifestyle, in that order. So let's start with nutrition, right? First thing you have to understand with nutrition is you have to remove all of the garbage that you've been eating. And a lot of the things that you eat, you think are actually healthy, but they're really not. They're garbage, right? They have a lot of garbage ingredients. They have a lot of artificial ingredients, things that are honestly leaving you fat, leaving you lazy, leaving you in a mental fog for days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and you think they're healthy because they're marketed to you that way. The health system, the health matrix has literally marketed that to you as healthy. The Nutri-Grain bars, the Oat Valley bars, the little Nature Valley Oats bars, all of those things are high in preservatives and they're going to keep you out of shape for a very long time without you knowing, and they're very high in calories. So you want to be able to remove those out of your diet, remove anything that's artificial, remove most snacks, and stick with a whole foods diet. That's number one, whole foods. That means food that come from the ground, food that have come directly from an animal source. Consume those. Fruits, vegetables, all of those. Consume just a whole food diet, right? The second thing, you have to make sure that you're eating enough protein. Now, this is something that most people don't understand. Most people, they take it out of context. They're like, oh, I got to eat 1 gram of protein per body weight, right, that I have. And it's like, no, I weigh 205 pounds currently at this moment, right? Yeah, I lean down a lot. But you have to understand, I'm not eating 205 grams of protein. That makes no sense because my body is not just made of muscle. It's also made of water. It's also made of fat as well. It's made of other things. So you have to strip it down to your lean muscle mass. And the easiest way to do this is actually eating 0.8 grams of protein per body weight. So that negates 20% of your body weight right there. Right? So now you don't have to think too hard. I don't have to tell you, hey, subtract your water weight, subtract your fat mass, no. 0.8 grams of protein per body weight pound that you have, right? Multiply that 0.8 by your body weight and you'll figure out how much protein is essential for you. The rest, if you overconsume protein, you may have some liver issues, you may have some issues where your digestive system is a little off. You're just pretty much going to just dump it all out anyway. So you might as well be efficient with it and not waste the protein. So make sure it's 0.8 grams per pound of body weight that you have, right? So that's the protein side. The next, you have to understand that carbs, there are 2 different types of carbs. I didn't understand this before I got jacked. I was eating all kinds of carbs. I was trying to be a vegan, where veganism is literally having you eat a lot of simple carbs and a lot of carbs that literally won't help you. You need to focus on complex carbs such as sweet potatoes, such as even regular potatoes as well, quinoa. You can think of all of these different things are complex carbs. They have nutrients in them that are essential for you, and they will not be stored as fat because they are stored as energy, which you will then use in the training side of this, right? So that's another thing, making sure that you're eating complex carbs the most and only limiting to simple carbs such as maybe white rice, maybe even a little bit of whatever sweets or something that you enjoy. Try to eat those before you work out because then that glucose can turn into energy and you can utilize it during the workout versus if you eat it like late at night, people binge at night, right? You want to avoid that. So you want to be able to consume all of that. And on top of that, you want to have healthy fats, right? So what are your healthy fats? You're thinking of, different kind of nuts. Pause. You can think of walnuts. You can think of Brazil nuts, you can think of peanuts, all of these. You want to consume healthier fats. Coconut oil, olive oil, avocados. These are healthy omega-3 fatty acids that are really good for your body and are higher in calories. If you're looking to gain weight, it's a lot easier to stock up on the fats than it is to stock up on the carbs, because here's the thing. Carbs are for every gram of carbs, it's 4 calories, right? For every gram of protein is 4 calories. For every gram of fat, it's 9 calories. So if you not overload, but if you eat a little bit more on the fat side, you're going to then be able to build a lot more muscle, a lot more weight in general. You'll be able to get to your caloric goals. If you feel like they're a lot right now, you can consume it that way. You do not need to dirty bulk. I never accept dirty bulking because I don't do that if I'm going on a proper bulk. It's a lean bulk. That's what I preach the most, right? So we hit all of the macronutrients. Now, when it comes to calories, you have to understand that with calories in, calories out, we know this, right? If you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose fat. If you're in a caloric surplus, you're going to gain weight, right? So you understand this already. You know this. So the biggest thing you have to focus on is, what are your goals? Now, a lot of you are trying to lose fat, right? Especially in 2025. So the biggest thing is you have to always be in a caloric deficit. Like for me, I remain lean throughout because I'm always in a slight caloric deficit. Sometimes I'm in a bigger caloric deficit, like kind of what I'm in now, because I'm also fighting as well. So it's a lot of calorie expenditure. So basically my net calories are in the negatives, like the big negatives. So I need to start consuming more food. But you have to understand that when you're at that process where you want to maintain that lean, maintain the six pack, maintain what you have, you want to be in a slight caloric deficit, probably 200 calorie deficit, right? But you also have to understand the nuance of calories in and calories out. It changes based on your metabolic rate, right? So you can go look up what your BMR is. There are different basal metabolic rate. There are different calculators online that you can find it. But essentially, once you figure that out, that's basically how many calories you're able to burn sitting down. Now, if you're fat, if you're somebody who's out of shape right now, your basal metabolic rate is likely lower, right? So that means you need to start increasing that, which means your diet needs to change, which is going to increase your metabolic rate, right? Because you're going to be able to consume more foods that are going to be able to be processed as energy faster than the junk food that you were eating before. The training, which we're going to go get into after this, you have to optimize your training as well to make sure that you can increase your basal metabolic rate so that as that increases, you can start to consume a little bit more calories, but still remain at a deficit. That's why I can eat 3,000 calories and I'm still at a deficit, right? Whereas the person who's just getting started, they probably need to eat around 2,000, 1,900 calories to be at that first deficit, and then they slowly increase their food as they go. You don't decrease the food as you progress. You actually increase the food because your basal metabolic rate is going to increase. The amount of calories that you burn while you rest will go up. Mine is around 2,500 right now, right? So if my basal metabolic rate is around 2,500, that is literally the lowest amount of calories I can eat just at rest, if I'm not even going to the gym, if I'm not doing anything, to be able to retain that. So you have to understand what this is, because this is the nuance that's going to get you to your goals a lot faster. This is what I learned to keep myself progressing or keep myself where I was currently at, and just, they call it main gaining, right? Just maintaining, but also gaining a little bit. So you have to understand that, right? So make sure that if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be at a caloric deficit of around 300. You have to factor in your basal metabolic rate as well, right? To understand that and track that as you progress so that you see how many calories you're able to burn. That's literally what I do with my clients. If you're interested in that, link will be in the description. You can do a one-on-one free call with me. It's a strategy call. We'll see if it makes sense to work together, and I can coach you through the process and get you to your dream body in 2025. So link is in the description. But you do have to be able to figure this out on your own and figure out what specific types of nutrition protocols you want to be able to introduce to yourself, right? And then when it comes to supplements, you always want to have creatine, right? Now, if you're fat, you don't need creatine, trust me. What you really need is you need some sort of omega-3 fatty acid, right? So fish oil is really, really good. Get the organic fish oil, not the ones in the tablets, because those are polyunsaturated fatty acid. You don't want that, right? PUFAs, you do not want that in your diet whatsoever. But you can consume coconut oil. You can consume like actual fish cod oil, fish cod liver oil. I believe they sell those, like the actual liquid is really, really good for you. Your calcium, you need to make sure that you're consuming enough calcium. You can get the tablets. Magnesium, 100% magnesium glycinate is very important for you to have. It's going to allow for you to be in deeper sleep so that you can actually recover a lot faster, right? And then you also have to have a whey protein isolate, specifically isolate, because if you are lactose intolerant or if you cannot consume lactose, that whey isolate, that whey protein isolate is going to help you be able to get the protein that you need without feeling the bloating, without feeling any of that stuff, right? So you want to have those main supplements as your base. That's just the base. You don't need to go overboard on supplements, right? Also zinc, iron, Those as well are really good. So that's the base. That's the base that I typically run with for the time. I'm not even on creatine right now. I'm not even on protein powders right now. I'm literally just raw dogging it right now, right? So I'm going to be back on that soon. But that's the nutrition side. I hope you understand that. Now we're going to talk about the training. So what is the training? You have to understand when you're just starting out, especially if you're fat, you want to be able to exercise 3 times a week. You don't want to go beyond that. You don't want to be trying to go every single day because your body needs to get used to it. You need to give your body time to recover. So I always recommend doing a full body split 3 to 4 days a week, max, 4 days max, but really 3 days a week, right? The reason why you do this is because when you do full body, you are hitting every single muscle group, which if you hit each muscle group 2 to 3 times a week, you will incur growth in your muscles, right? That's the sweet spot. You don't want to go over that because now you're catabolic. Now you're just burning through muscle because you just don't give it time to recover. And you're constantly in pain, right? So start with 3 days a week of full body. Do every single exercise. Do every compound lift, right? So your bench, your squat, your deadlift, your pull-ups, your barbell rows. You want to be able to do those compound exercises when you're just getting started. Bicep curls, it's really, really good for your arms as well. Do those compound lifts. They will help you a lot when it comes to actually saving time in the gym. You'll probably spend less than an hour in the gym, probably 45 minutes to get all this stuff done. Stick with the basic 3 sets of 10 to start. I don't want to overcomplicate it for you. You just need to get in and start moving, right? There are more nuances to that, and I give my clients specific protocols that are not just 3 sets of 10. They are specific to their goals. But for you, for the general population, this is essentially what you want to start with. Now, give yourself about 2 months doing this, right, for a long period of time. Now, after that point, you transition into an upper-lower split, right? So now you're doing upper body, you're doing lower body. You can still keep the compound exercises, or you can also add some accessory lifts, right? So maybe even some chest flies after you do the bench press, right? Do the incline for your upper chest, right? Do some lateral raises after you do the overhead press, right? Overhead press is a compound exercise. You can add some accelerator, some isometric movements, right, to help you, and there'll be accessories to your lift. Then after those 2 months, you transition into push-pull legs. I'm just giving you basic splits that you can do, right? And so you can do it that way so that you can progress in the gym a lot faster and spend less time in the gym. Upper-lower split, you probably need around 4 days a week, right, for an upper-lower split, which is great. Right? That means 2 times upper, 2 times lower. You're great. Push-pull legs, you may need to go 5 days a week, right? Depending on what you do. Or you can do push-pull and then you can throw in legs, push legs, pull legs. You can add the legs into each movement so that now you really only need to go 4 days. So that's the training side of everything, if you understand that. And try to take some rest days. I know a lot of people, they mess around and say, don't rest, don't do this. I think you should rest because it is important when you're just getting started. As you progress, you do not need, like for me, it's a lifestyle now. I do not need to rest as much. I like to do it for my mental fortitude. I like to do it because it primes me for the day, for a day's full of work. So it's good, right? Now, the third element is the lifestyle. This is very important. Now, the lifestyle is basically what you're going to be able to use to sustain your results, to be able to continue to progress without feeling like you're being restrictive, without feeling like you're being burnt out by all of these crazy protocols that you have, right? So the first thing you have to understand with lifestyle, you have to start going to places, right? And hopefully your income is increasing during that time because now your mental faculties are working, right? You're able to think of new business ideas, or you're able to perform better at work. You're able to take on more work, so you're able to make more money. Upgrade your gym membership. Instead of going to Planet Fitness, go to a more premium gym that's going to prime you. You're going to enjoy going to that gym. You're going to look forward to going to that gym. Get yourself some new clothes. Get yourself some new gym clothes, right? I know a lot of people say, oh, you don't need fancy gym clothes. Some people need that as a lifestyle, as motivation that will get you excited to go to the gym, right? So try to go and get premium athletic wear, right? Maybe it's Nike. Maybe it's some fitness brand that you really, really like, right? Try to go and find that so that you can start to get excited to go to the gym, so that you can start looking good while training good, which will then make you want to go even more. It's the lifestyle, right? Make sure that you're going to premium grocery stores, right? Maybe a Whole Foods around you, and start to get those Whole Foods at Whole Foods, right? Start to shop at places where the more affluent people are. By the way, when you go to these places, you're going to meet rich people and you're going to start looking better. So you're going to start striking conversations. This is how your lifestyle starts to complement your entire life as well as your fitness journey, right? So you want to be able to have that part of your lifestyle. The next, you want to start going to higher end restaurants, right? Higher end restaurants give you better food, which then you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to McDonald's, so I'm just going to go eat like trash, right? Because no, you want to go to higher end restaurants, 4 to 5 star restaurants, go sit there, have a meal. It's going to be expensive, so you're not going to order a ton of food, right? And you're just going to order protein rich, like whenever you go to a restaurant, start with the protein on the menu. Get the protein first and then supplement with the carbs. You're going to realize that you're going to be too full to even eat too many carbs. You will not overspill with carbs. That is a hack, right? So do that as your lifestyle. The next thing is make sure that you're recovering properly. Go get a massage once a month. Go make sure that you're stretching, doing a stretching session, or going to a chiropractor once a month, right? Go do an ice bath. Go places that offer recovery services so that you start to feel like an athlete. The whole reason why you're implementing the lifestyle is because you have to become the person, right? To become the person, you have to live the lifestyle of that person. And you have to be doing this. And some of you may think, well, that's spending money. I don't want to. Well, start to spend money, and trust me, you will start to make more money. That's a whole nother topic in terms of how your money psychology should be. But the more that you spend on yourself, the more money you're actually going to make, because you let go of that desire to hoard money, and money starts to flow through you. I'm literally a walking example of that. I've done that, and I'm going to make videos on that as well. But you have to understand that it's important to start living the lifestyle of the person that you want to be now with the money that you have, right? Get a coach if you need to, right? I'm not even, it's a shameless plug, of course. We all want to provide services on YouTube. That's your favorite content creators will do that. But I'm a fitness coach as well, and I can help you. So if you're looking for that premium help, if you're looking for that accountability, if you're looking for someone to put you on the right track, I got you. I can help you with that. I can set everything up for you. I can tell you pretty much what your habits need to be. I can tell you how your mindset needs to be. I can shift your mindset. I can shift your identity. I can give you the best workout protocols, the best training protocols. Link will be in the description. You can literally sign up for a free one-on-one strategy call, and we can figure out how we can work together and make that happen, right? Only serious people. If you're really serious about your health, and you don't just want to do this and then just quit after 2 weeks because you realize it takes actual work, like anything that's good in life, tap in with me. I want to work with serious men specifically, right? So that's that with the lifestyle. Make sure that you dial in on that. I forgot to mention also with the nutrition bonus as well, drink at least 2 liters of water a day. Really 3 liters is really good, but at least 2 liters of water a day. It's really important to consume the water so that your body's flushing out toxins so that you're able to then recover. It's really good for your metabolism as well, right? So I hope this was helpful for you. This was basically everything that I used over the 7-year period, and you'll see the pictures on the thumbnail. Like, I've remained pretty decent. If you check my Instagram, you'll see I've been pretty stable for the last 7 years, and I've grown a little bit. I've lost a little bit of weight too, but no crazy fluctuations. I'm fully natural, no steroids whatsoever, never taken a steroid. I don't plan on doing that for a very long time, if really ever. Most I'll probably do in the future is maybe peptides, and peptides are very natural. They promote your natural testosterone. I can do a full study on this so I can break it down if I do go that route. But as of right now, fully natural, no enhancements, no nothing, literally nothing, right? So you can trust me on this. I appreciate you, and I hope this helped. Get your high status physique for 2025, and I'll catch you on the next video.